My name is Julio Solórzano Foppa, and I am the founder and director of ONG in Guatemala called Memorial para la Concordia, Concord Memorial, that works with themes generally about historical memory referred to the armed conflict in Guatemala from 1960 to 1996 and its consequences. Right now, we're using a lot more digital tools that we used to, but when the pandemic came, we were already working most of our work with digital tools, but complementing it with personal contact with organizations, with victims, with indigenous peoples, women, and young people, which is our main target. We use a map that we developed together with the Deutsche Welle Academy in Guatemala, an interactive map where in the map of the country of Guatemala, we put up photographs and information of all the monuments dedicated to the victims of the war. And we use it for different purposes, but it's a very important and useful pedagogical tool to start the narrative about what happened with something specific, with the people that are mentioned in a mural or in a monument, etc. And our digital space has the participation of 45 different organizations of memory, human rights, some using art and culture as tools. And every organization has a digital space where they allocate their documents, their films, their videos, testimonies, songs, music, etc. We are the entrance, maybe the most important entrance to information about the armed conflict in Guatemala, and it's free, it's accessible to everybody, and all the documents and all the information that is allocated in this tool that is called Memoria Virtual Guatemala, Virtual Memory Guatemala, is accessible to the public. If organizations have some kind of documents that are very sensitive, we ask them not to put them, because our purpose is to make public everything we have on our tool. And we have developed also some virtual reality videos about some of the events that happened during the war, and some short videos for young people, in particular about the victims at the university and the students that were victims there. So we work with, these are the digital tools, and obviously for digital tools, it's not only a different language, but it's all together. We have to change the content into a shorter narrative, more images, less texts. And we have worked with young people to do the scripts of the videos so that they speak in their own language. Until the pandemic, we worked in a combination of face-to-face dialogues and relationships and workshops and the digital part. There's some things that are very difficult to get on the use of exclusively digital elements. Maybe the most important is trust. It's very difficult to build trust with communities, with victims of the war. In itself, it's very difficult, but virtually it's more difficult. And then part of the work with historical memory, with victims and survivors of the war, are emotions. And emotions are very difficult, again, to generate exclusively with digital tools, especially if we want a dialogue after that. And so we have to diminish almost totally our person-to-person contacts last year because of the pandemic, but now we're returning to have contacts with some of the people, with all the cautionary things that we have to do. On the back of here is this is a picture of my mother that was kidnapped and disappeared in 1980 during the war, and that is mainly the reason why I'm devoting this part of my life to working with this. And there is also because of our nature, we promote alliances. We work with other organizations, with lots of different organizations for different projects. Sometimes it's their project, sometimes it's our project. And now we're starting a very big project with the National University of Guatemala, because the campus of the National University, which is, Guatemala has only one public university. The campus has over 150 murals and monuments to the university victims, students, teachers, workers during the war. So this is what we work, and mainly in our experience, most of the young people we work with use their telephones more than their computers, and the younger ones, because of the pandemic and because of the virtual classes, use tablets. And also we have, on another front, a cultural development for 5 years, 6 now. We've had the only all-women symphony orchestra and chorus in Guatemala that bears the name of my mother, Julio Foppa. So this is part of the video that is running behind me. So thank you for the invitation.